Hey everyone, Cody from Mac Telecom Networks. I've done a few videos on Unifi Talk, but I haven't done any video reviews or previews on the Unifi Talk phones. So in this video, that's what we're going to do. I want to thank Ubiquiti for sending me these phones to do some videos on. Unifi Talk still only is available in the United States. Hopefully it comes to other parts of the world. I'm in Canada and would love to have it here. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. If you'd like to hire me for network consulting, visit www.mactelecomnetworks.com. You'd find me on Twitter at MacTelecomN. And if you'd like to support the channel, I do have Ubiquiti affiliate links, and I'll post them down below. So Unifi Talk has three different phones. We have the Phone Touch Max, we have the Phone Flex, and then we have the Phone Touch. They also have this analog telephone adapter, so an ATA, which is currently sold out, but this is brand new to Unifi Talk. It just released to the general public. I was able to get one, and we will do a video on that. I'm going to bring the camera over here. We're going to do a top-down view of the phones. We'll talk a bit about the phones. We'll see the startup boot process of them, and then we'll see some of the settings. The first Unifi Talk phone we're going to take a look at is the Phone Flex. And this is the cheapest phone you could buy, coming in at $29 USD MSRP. They do have a special rate. If you buy 4 of the Phone Flexes, you could get them for $99 USD. And for the price of this phone, it's actually pretty good. It's made out of plastic, and we could see that it has physical touch buttons. So if you like that style of phone, this is the one you're going to want to go with. The other two phones have touch screen displays. We could also see we have a bunch of different features at the bottom. We have our message, we have headset, transfer, redial, mute, and then we have our speaker. On the phone handle itself, it comes with the curly cord, and these curly cords can be detached. So if you need to replace it, you could do that. With the phone, we also have a mute button. So if you're talking on the phone and you want to easily mute yourself, you just need to click there and it will mute the phone. And at the top, we have this 2.57-inch LCD display, and we'll take a look at the boot up process and what it shows on screen once we finish looking at the phone. And on the back of the phone, we have a mount, which is sitting on our desk, or we could hang it up on a wall. And the mount is really easy to come off. All we need to do is push it down. And then if we want to hang the phone on our wall, we just flip the mount around and then push it back up. This phone does come with screws and anchors, so you can mount it on the wall, and this would be great in a warehouse setting where they don't need too much functionality. And then on the back of the phone, we have 2 ports. One is for our PoE in. This will power our phone, and the other one is for our handset. The one port that is missing on the back of the Phone Flex is that secondary Ethernet port to pass through to our PC. So if you need to do that, you'll have to go with a different phone. Now let's take a look at the boot up process of the phone, and then we'll take a look at what is showing on the LCD screen. So it took about a minute to boot up, and this is adopted into my Unifi Talk controller. We do have a light up top, and then it shows the time and date on the LCD screen. It's 9:57, Wednesday, May 11th. And then we have a contact, history, do not disturb, and then menu. Let's click on the menu. In the menu, we have a status, and then we have our settings. And this will just run us through a bunch of different config. So we have DHCP mode, we have our IP address, our subnet mask, our default gateway, a MAC address, a software firmware version, and then we have some settings. We have DHCP enable, IP settings, auto answer, call forwarding, factory reset, and then firmware update. And that's it for the Phone Flex. There really isn't too much to it. Now let's move to one of the other models. And the next phone we're going to take a look at is the Phone Touch. And this comes in either black color or white, and it's $79 USD MSRP. The Phone Touch has a 5-inch HD colored touchscreen, which we can watch our Unifi Protect cameras on. At the top, we have a 5-megapixel camera, which we can't use in Unifi Talk yet, but hopefully they add that feature in the future. And we also get a nice handset with it, which also features the mute button. One thing that I dislike about this phone and the Phone Touch Max is that the cord is integrated right into the handset. So if this cord breaks, we need to get a full new handset. Now the base of the phone is mounted right onto it. We can't change the positioning of this, but it is meant to be a desk phone. On the inside of the phone, we have our PoE LAN input, which will power this phone, and then we have another port that will go to our PC. On the side, we have a USB-C, and I'm not too sure what that's for. Maybe we could power it with USB-C. If you know, please put it in the comments below. And then we have a 3.5mm headphone jack. On the bottom, this is where the RJ11 port is for our handset. And here's the display for the Phone Touch, which is a really nice display. And the feedback from the touch screen is actually really good. If we want to dial a number, it's very easy. And we could see that the input went right away. At the top of the screen, we have a couple different buttons. We have our feature, we have our recent calls, we have our contacts, we have the keypad, and then we have our voicemail. And these 3 buttons down here are also touch. So we could hit this one. And this is going to allow us to select a different app. So we have our talk application, we have protect, we have UI, and then we have phone settings. We'll take a look on protect in the bigger phone. If we click the U, it's just going to bring us back to our home page. And then we have our speaker button. This will allow us to turn up and down the phone volume. We're not going to go into the settings of this phone as it's the same as the other touchscreen display. We'll take a look at that coming up next. And the last phone in the Unifi Talk lineup is the Phone Touch Max, and this is my favorite phone. The Phone Touch Max is $129 USD MSRP and features this 7-inch HD color screen. It also has that 5 megapixel camera on it, which isn't used yet. The same thing goes for the handset, where the cord is integrated right into it. So if you do break the cord, you need to get a whole new handset, and it features that mute button. We could also watch Unifi Protect on this screen, and we'll take a look at that. And to connect this to our Unifi OS console, we could either use Wi-Fi or we could use Ethernet. If you want to use Wi-Fi, we need to have a PoE injector to power this up. Same thing goes for the base on this. It is mounted directly on the phone, and this is meant to be a desk phone. We have our one PoE in port, and then we have our pass-through port for a PC. And on the side, we have our USB-C and the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. The boot process is the same on this phone. I'm going to get it plugged in, and then we'll take a look at some of the settings, and then we'll take a look at Protect. Okay, the Phone Touch is now powered on. The one thing I didn't mention about the Phone Touch and the Phone Touch Max was it's made out of aluminum and plastic. It's a fairly solid base. The same thing goes for the top of the phone. We have our favorites, we have our recent, we have contacts, we have keypad, voicemail, and then settings. And then it shows us who this phone is assigned to and the phone number. Now let's take a look at Unifi Protect. So I'm going to click this button down here, and we can see all of our different applications. But we have our talk, we have Protect, UI, and then settings. So I'm going to click on Protect. Now we have a write-up about design to protect your privacy. I'm going to continue, and we could see it's connecting to Unifi Protect. And it's asking us to put in our single sign-on. So that's what I'm going to do. Or you could click Find Local Console. Now I'm connected to my UNVR Pro, and we could see all my different cameras on Unifi Protect. If we click on one of the cameras, it will blow up the image. And I think this is an awesome feature, so I could be able to see my cameras when I'm sitting at my desk working. And at the top, it will also show you your recent smart detections. Now let's take a look at the settings of the Phone Touch Max. In the middle, we have our status. So we could be available, do not disturb, we could redirect, we could change redirect number, and then we could have a do not disturb allow list. Under call, we have our call waiting, and that is enabled. The one below call is apps, and we could select which apps we want to have running on the phone. Now under advanced, this is going to show us more about our network. So we have our network, and we could select either to have it on Ethernet or on Wi-Fi, and we could have it connect to a VPN if we'd like. And I will do a separate video on that. We have a section that says connected devices, and then we have our display options. Under our display options, there's only one setting, which is the brightness level. And then we have sound. So we have our media volume, we have our call volume, we have our ring volume, we have alarm volume, phone ringtone, which we could switch the ringtone if we'd like, and it comes with a whole bunch of different ringtones. We have other sounds and vibrations, we have dial pad tones, and then we have touch sounds. We have security and privacy. We have firmware updates, feedback, and then we have system information. And that's going to be it for this overview review of the Unifi Talk phones. Now, would I recommend Unifi Talk? And I 100% would. Like the Ubiquity slogan, they're trying to simplify IT, and they make Unifi Talk really easy to set up. And they also have some great features like voicemail to email and transcription. Their auto attendant also works really good. The Unifi Talk phones are really well designed. The one thing I don't like about the two touchscreens is that the phone cord is built right in. Hopefully they change that in the future. If you have any questions about this video, leave it in the comments below. If you're buying any Ubiquity gear and you'd like to support my channel, I do have that Ubiquity affiliate link. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. All right, thanks.